hosts representatives of various political parties present, representatives of government agencies in attendance,
gentlemen of the press, and national chairman for IPAC. You're all welcome. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this meeting on inclusive political party systems and participation of persons with disabilities in the electoral process. One of the key tenets of democracy is a comprehensive and inclusive political process. Nigeria is a signatory to several international and regional instruments, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, UNCRPD. These two instruments emphasize the right of citizens of member states to take part in the governance of the countries directly or indirectly. And this is stated in Article 21 and Article 29 of the UNCRPD. Similarly, the Nigerian 99 Constitution confers on every citizen the right to freedom from discrimination in Section 42. Well, Section 12 of the Electoral Act 2010, as amended, spells out the criteria that qualifies a citizen to register and vote where disability isn't listed as a barrier. Unfortunately, in most individuals, especially persons with disabilities, they are excluded from the entire political process due to attitudinal or institutional barriers. Due to the already existing social stereotypes on disabilities, persons with disabilities are either generally rendered incompetent to run for political offices, or even when they are qualified, directly disenfranchised due to inaccessible electoral systems. Although there are various national and state level provisions for the participation of persons with disabilities, their right to participate freely and on equal basis with other people in the society and the elections are violated. For example, accessibility to public buildings, registration and polling centers is rare in the sense that many lack ramps, handrails, appropriate doors, lifts, etc. Many qualified persons with disabilities find it almost impossible to contest for elective posts in the country due to several challenges, including negative perceptions. They are viewed as incompetent due to the existing negative social levels. Lack of funds, poverty, and disability are intertwined, especially in a country like Nigeria. Most PWDs can hardly afford 3 square meals daily, not to talk of purchasing exorbitant party nomination forms and meeting up with high cost of campaigns in Nigeria. Lack of information. The rate at which PWDs receive information is 2 times lower than their able-bodied counterparts. Most of them may miss out on some important political announcements right from their party levels. This also affects their political aspirations. Number 4, inaccessible political party systems. Most party secretariats are inaccessible to PWDs. For example, there are no ramps or elevators for wheelchair users. Number 5, low self-esteem. This is a major factor that hinders PWDs from contesting elections. They themselves don't believe they can make an impact in an environment like ours. It is important to note that before one can stand for an elective post in Nigeria, he or she must have been nominated by a particular political party. Unfortunately, most political parties in the country remain inaccessible for persons with disabilities. How many political party secretariats in Nigeria are accessible in terms of infrastructure? How many political parties in the country have disability desk officers? How many political parties in Nigeria have developed quota systems to encourage the participation of PWDs in the electoral process? And how many political parties have their manifestos and action plans produced in accessible format? These are some of the questions that we need to address to ensure that no one is left behind, according to SDG's slogan. I must commend the effort of the Inter-Party Advisory Council of Nigeria, IPAC, INEC, and other key stakeholders in ensuring that the political and electoral system is inclusive. However, a lot still needs to be done. The objectives of this media chart include: evaluate the inclusiveness of the electoral process at the party level, develop strategies to increase the political participation of PWDs at the party level, create media awareness on the political and electoral needs of persons with disabilities in the country. We must not forget that the right to vote and be voted for is one of the most visible gains of democracy for persons that have attained the age of 18 years in Nigeria and been rightful citizens of this great nation. We must do everything to ensure that none of us is deprived of this right. Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you very much for that thought-provoking remarks.
Founder of Ceder Foundation and a young global leader of the World Economic Forum, a Dangote Foundation Fellow, and a Mandela Washington Fellow too. Yes, the essence of today's event is to create awareness on the needs, the challenges, and solutions of making our policies, our decision-making processes, our electoral processes inclusive. We want to see persons with disabilities being included in everything government is doing, because we are tired of the exclusion, we are tired of the discrimination, we are also tired of the underrepresentation of this vulnerable group. So we're here to tell the world that persons with disabilities have the right to participate in politics according to Article 29 of United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. So we should create rooms in ensuring that persons with disabilities have the right to vote and the right to be voted for. Yes, that's why the issue of structures comes in. our political parties, are we really ready to involve persons with disabilities in everything we're doing? Your offices, do we have ramps? Do we have sign language interpreters in your offices? And some of these your important documents, is it formatted to braille materials for get citizens of this country to be able to participate independently? We also need to reserve a quota system in our political party systems that will give room for the participation of persons with disabilities in politics conveniently. So we need structures, we need strategies, we need synergy that will be able to move the stage we are to where we want to be in the Nigerian political systems.
This is not the first time you're having this kind of workshop. So what next? And this is not the second, this is not the third. This has been on and on and on.
Yeah.
What next after this?
Yes, after this, we are going to use today's communique and follow up with the critical stakeholders, the policy makers, the media, the traditional rulers, and those involved to make these changes. We really want to see the change we want to see in our political environment.